but looked really
nice
well. Looked really well. I mean, if you want to throw an outsider in your trifectas, put number 14 ACDC in. Bunker, here's one in the betting. He looks well, but he's a very immature horse. Next year he's going to be far better than he is this year.
He's a pretty little horse.
He's just small and immature, and so is Grand Lover. So at this time of year, you do get a few of the 3-year-olds that aren't quite mature yet, and those they tend to find this a hard race to win.
Late in betting, Bel Esprit, well tried on course, just holds favouritism from Helenas. Better value, though, with Helenas on the tote. And Titanic Jack, well tried third elect. Outside of those, there's a host of chances. Here's our very own Group 1 caller, Greg Miles.
Well, Helenas was a little bit of a handful, but he's gone in now, Brendan. We've got the first 4 locked away. Bel Esprit was in a bit of a mood here this afternoon when he came onto the track. He's been just a little stirred up here by the occasion. Riderless King Wells comes up in a line. Titanic Jack's about to move up. Patrick Payne in this race ran third on Commands in '99. He, of course, was first over the line on Scalato 2 years ago and lost it with the positive, and second on Eustonov last year. So if you wait long enough, surely your turn comes around, and Patrick Payne's been hammering on the door to win this big race in recent years. Great Glen and Grand Lover come up to the line. ACDC about to get set. King Wells is in, and the rider climbing back aboard there, Darren Gauci. Darren won the race on the Great Lonhro last year. Rohatyn comes up into the gates. They're nearly ready for the Carlton Draft Caulfield Guineas. Delago Brom to get set. Bel Esprit backed into favouritism again on course, narrowly ahead of Helenas and Titanic Jack. Cool Trent moved up. There's Half Hennessy now going into the gates. Oliver's got his feet out of the irons on Bel Esprit. He's been quite a handful. He's been rather stirred up today. He's coming up to approach the stalls now. What will Damien do? Use his pace and go forward? Here's Sailor Eve. Has the outside barrier. So they're all in. Set to go for the Guineas. The light flashes. Racing. Bel Esprit jumped pretty well towards the outside. Great Glen and Schwazier first to bounce out with All of Me, and Bunker got away fast in the early part. Bel Esprit settling at the tail. He's only got 2 behind him, and Schwazier setting the tempo, leads by 3. Great Glen goes to second, 2 lengths away is Bunker. King Wells moves up on a fast pace to 4th, 1.5 lengths, then to Grand Lover, and then All of Me ACDC. 2 lengths further back, Tycoon Ruler, Sailor Eve improving around him, and then Helenas midfield. 1.5 lengths to Half Hennessy. He's followed then by Titanic Jack, Cool Trent. 2.5 lengths to Bel Esprit, third last, and then Rohatyn and Delago Brom. A fierce pace set by Schwazier at the halfway at the 800. He's about 3 lengths in front. Second is Great Glen, and then King Wells, 2 to Bunker, All of Me the inside. 1 length into Grand Lover, Sailor Eve, ACDC. 1.5 lengths further back, Helenas over on the outside of Tycoon Ruler. Then came Titanic Jack, buried away on the inside. As they came up towards the turn, he was being followed then by Cool Trent. Rohatyn in behind them on the inside as they sweep towards the corner. Bel Esprit still well back. Half Hennessy's gone forward ahead of him, and Delago Brommer's last. Schwazier led, Great Glen, King Wells, Bunker and All of Me coming into the straight. They were followed by Helenas coming to the outside with his run now. Bel Esprit still a fair way back. Schwazier still led at the 150 from Great Glen. Here comes Helenas. He's starting to lengthen with every stride. Schwazier in front. Helenas has got him. Helenas has raced to the front for Stevie King and Leon Corstens, and Helenas brilliantly. Bel Esprit flies home to second. Schwazier third. Great Glen fourth. Titanic Jack fifth. Then Bunker, and they were trailed then by Delago Brom from last, and then came Grand Lover, Sailor Eve. Then All of Me, and in behind those were Rohatyn, and then came ACDC, Tycoon Ruler. Well back is Half Hennessy, and they were trailed then by King Wells and Cool Trent. Helenas has won it. A fast run Caulfield Guineas, and he wound up in the manner of a wonderful stayer. He's just improved every start he's gone to the races, and he's taken out the Group 1 Guineas. Stephen King wins it for the first time. Leon Corstens evaporating what has been a dry run now with 2 group victories. and stars at the highest level on Caulfield Guineas Day. Number 8, Helenas. Stephen King is first. A bold move from Bellisbree's rider Damien Oliver to come from third last. He's flashed home into second place. And an equally bold ride by Glenn Boss on Schwazi is setting a breakneck pace. He's held third. It's 8, 1 and 2.
Wow, how about Bellisbree's run in second? Take nothing away from Leon Corstens, who did all of his work under the legendary Bart Cummings.
Yeah, just a better draw, a better run in the race. Has got the win for that horse, Helenas. Very, very nice stayer in the making, because he's still mentally fragile, but he's going to come together and be a real good Derby chance, I think. And Schwazier, what a great run him. Look, if this horse would settle, he would win races like that, but he's bolted off in front again, set the race up for the two coming from the back. And you can't take anything away from Bellisbree either. I never thought he'd run the trip, but he got well back, ran into traffic problems in the straight. What a great run, the last 100 metres to nail down second. Look, if things had gone his way, he could have won.
Let's take you straight down to Andrew Bensley.
And we're joined by Troy Corstens. Take those sunnies off, mate. We want to see that jubilation in those eyes. Well done.
Thanks, Andrew.
How about that? What'd you think through it all, mate? Because I know there's been a lot of hard work put into this horse.
Yeah, there has, Andrew. King, he rode him perfectly. He come out on the turn. I noticed he did knock a couple down. He bumped a couple out of the way, but just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Has he, I mean, each time he's gone around, he's just improved so much. He's still got a lot to learn too.
He has. He's still a big baby, and I think we'll expect big things from him next autumn.
Some probably put down the Bill Stutt form because of the wet track, saying, oh, you know, there were other horses that had a few problems, but that's really been dispelled now.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried about that. I think if you look at the Bill Stutt carefully, he didn't flatten out like he does here, or like he did at Flemington on top of the ground, so I think he just did that on raw ability.
Well done, Troy.
Thanks, Andrew.
Troy Corstens, Brendan.
Andrew, I think when we talk about the post-race on that event, Richard, we'll not only be talking about a pretty smart horse, but a horse that didn't have any luck in the runners-up position.
Bellisbree, look, he didn't have much luck. He drew the outside gate. A good draw might have changed the positions there. He's a mighty colt, Bellisbree. Ridden, look, as well as he could be ridden by Damien Oliver. He had to take a chance and get him settled back in the field. He ended up having to go back to last, but that's the way racing goes. You get the right run on the right horse on the right day, you win. But the one I really feel for is the connections of Schwazier. I mean, if the horse would settle, what a horse he could be.
He's been Group 1 placed so many times. Speaking of Group 1 performer, Larry Olsen standing by with the late mail.
Yes, Brendan, the number...
Mature, that horse. He's just a big baby. He's got frightened by the crowd, and he's tipped Stephen King off, but he doesn't care. He's waving at the crowd and having a great time.
OK, Leon Corstens standing by, Andrew Bensley. Big day for Leon.
No doubt about that. Big day for the family. We're about to catch up with him here as Helenas comes back. Gee, I tell you, the Corstens family, they've been hard-working, no doubt about that. Leon, can I say to you, you've stayed downstairs in the jockey's room there for probably 5 minutes. Has it just given you that time just to sum it all up?
Oh, well, I had to go and get a bit of composure. I had to go and have a stiff drink, you know, to settle my nerves a little bit, but no, it's great.
You've been through this all before with the Cummings stable, but now yourself, your own team, Helenas winning this race.
Well, I think I've never been more nervous than when Let's Elope won the Caulfield Cup here, so, you know, I thought we had a good chance going into the race, and everything worked out great.
He's just improved so much each start. Bill Stutt form, some people reeled it off, but, gee, he's shown it today.
Yeah, well, it was, you know, good ride. He stuck with the horse good, so, you know, terrific.
I've got a feeling you're holding back the tears here, Leon. It's a very emotional moment for the Leon Corstens training career.
Oh, well, it's tough.
Well done, mate. Thanks. Leon Corstens joining us there, Brendan. He's very, very emotional, and so should he be too. He's just trained the winner of the Caulfield Guineas.
It's a magical story, a fairy tale story. Richard, you've known Leon for such a long time.
20 years I've known Leon Corstens, and for all that time he's been a fabulous horseman.
Gardens, your caller is Ian Craig.
Right, moving in here for the fifth event of the day, and the favourite in New South Wales, number 1, 360 Veloci, ahead of number 4, I'm in Heaven at 380. Positions reversed in the ring. The best back runner is number 4, I'm in Heaven, is in 3/4 of a point and is almost a point short of the number 1 Veloci. So plenty of money in the betting ring here at Rosehill to suggest that number 4, I'm in Heaven, Paul Hammersley's mount, can take out race number 5. Only about 3 to load now, including Veloci. Veloci backing up to the gates as I speak. I'm in Heaven and Scale the Heights. The others out of line. I'm in Heaven, very well tried here. 380, 160. Second pick on the tote to Veloci, 360 and 180, but positions clearly reversed in the ring. I'm in Heaven, the popular pick. So I'm in Heaven, Scale the Heights to move up. Veloci about to move in riderless. Now Veloci's in, and Robin Freeman about to remount Veloci. Scale the Heights and I'm in Heaven move up. So I'm in Heaven will run the heavily backed bookies favourite for the 5th of the day. Previous race won by 9 Miss Goldie Horn from 3 Grand Esteem and 4 uniforms. Pourquoi standing well on the inside here. Ready now. They're off. And a level start. Dance the Breeze is the early leader from Ravenswood. Letitia. Pourquoi over on the rails is handy. Wedding Bell is a trifle wide. Veloci not all that far away as they settle, followed closely by Tell Someone, who's racing on the outside of the heavily backed I'm in Heaven from Scale the Heights and Kessia. They race along towards the 1,000 marker, and here it's Dance the Breeze taken on by Wedding Bell. Third about 2.5 lengths away as Ravenswood a length the Pourquoi, and 2 further back is Letitia. Then Veloci closely attended by Tell Someone. 1.5 to I'm in Heaven. Scale the Heights is second last as they string out, and Cassius last. Working to the side now at the 800 marker, and Dance the Breeze in front about 3/4 Wedding Bell. 5 away third Ravenswood, a length and a half to Pourquoi, nearly 3 to Letitia. 1.5 Veloci, 1 then to Tell Someone, nearly 2 lengths I'm in Heaven, with 2 behind her, Scale the Heights and Cassia. They're very much strung out as they race to the corner at the 500, and Dance the Breeze about 3/4 of a length clear. Wedding Bell's keeping her on us. 3 Ravenswood, a length the Pourquoi and a couple Veloci, and then I'm in Heaven followed by Letitia. They reach the 300 pole now. Dance the Breeze shook off Wedding Bell with Pourquoi coming into it. So too is I'm in Heaven nearer to the inside. Veloci up against the rails. I'm in Heaven is sprinting hard now. She's after Pourquoi. Pourquoi on the inside. I'm in Heaven. I'm in Heaven closing the gap. Pourquoi still in front. Pourquoi hanging on. Pourquoi knows I'm in Heaven, I believe. Third Cassia, and then came on the inside Veloci, Scale the Heights. Followed at the head of the others then by Dance the Breeze, Wedding Bell, and then came Ravenswood and Tell Someone in company with Letitia were the last 2 to complete the course. Photo call for Pourquoi. Number 3 Pourquoi, and number 4 I'm in Heaven. She looked I'm in Heaven as though at the 150 she might really pick up Pourquoi, but Pourquoi on the line, and the inside I'm in Heaven. I'm just having a look at the noses here as they get down to the post, and oh boy, there's not much in this. The inside nose has dipped right on the line. It did look as though maybe 3 here with the rail out the 6 metres might have got there, but the inside nose I'm in Heaven has dipped right on the post, so it is very, very tight, believe you me. 3 and 4, 4 and 3. Just watching the close shot, but Pourquoi gets it. Number 3 is the winner. Number 3 is first. That is Pourquoi, ridden by Jamie Innes.
And Graham Rogerson stable to the 4, albeit narrowly, beating I'm in Heaven and Kessia. 3, 4 and 9 across the line. Victoria Park's 5th race is our next port of call. And the latest details in betting. There was a brief look at the...
Enough, it was a strong pace set, and I think Sunline will. A stayer could be getting home late. Sunline. Look, I think I've seen her look better. She looks a little wintry, but she's certainly better than she was at Randwick. And I think because she's a champion, she'll run very, very well. Look for her to be running along strongly in the lead today. She won't be held back today. Prize Gem, very fit, perhaps, you know, a little light, but might be looking for a bit further already with Prize Gem. Republic Lass, a lightly framed filly, but she did look okay and could be the one running on. And Tully Thunder, leggy, light, but looking for the 2400 already.
The astute Richard Friedman joining us, part of our global racing coverage. Viewers throughout America and New Zealand are tuning in. And one of those Kiwis is with you now, Andrew Bensley, the trainer of Distinctly Secret.
Yes, Mark Walker joins us. He's got a couple of runners for the rest of the day here. This horse has really come through very nicely from the 2 runs over there.
Yeah, he's arrived safely, and, you know, he's fitting well, and we haven't done a lot this week, but, you know, our prime target's next week, and, you know, if we run the first 5, I'll be happy.
You're just expecting to be running on?
Just running on, just nice, you know.
Which he did at New Zealand last time.
Yeah, exactly. It's a smaller field today, but probably more a select field, but he'll probably get back a bit and be coming home at the finish.
Okay, you've got one in the Toorak as well that's come over. Wasn't going to, for the life of me, I can't remember its name. There it is, Society Bow. It's had 2 wins in New Zealand.
Yeah, his form's pretty good. He let us down last start on his home track, but, you know, the draw's a bit of a worry today. I just hope he gets a bit of cover and settles and try and work on home.
A lot of interest, particularly on your horse here, Mark. Good luck, Distinctly Secret.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, Mark. Mark Walker, Brendan.
Andrew, who do you like?
I like Sunline.
Okay.
Yeah.
The punters have gone a little cold on course.
Yeah, look, I just think that the McKees have been very happy this week. They've put Greg Childs twice in work, really brought her along, and she's very close to her best.
Richard, what's your top pick?
Oh, I'm going with the Hawks. They are supremely confident today, the Hawks stable. They think that all he's got to do is stand up to win, Lonhro. And when they're that confident, I'll stick with him. But I've got enormous respect for Sunline. It's been the greatest mare I've ever seen. I'd love to see a win here again, but just think the colt might have it on it today.
Alf Matthews, this morning you went for Sunline, the late mail, after you saw him in the yard and the strong on-course backing Lonhro. Gee, it's a tough race.
It certainly is, and we're here not to, you know, influence anybody apart from what we see. And Lonhro certainly does look fantastic, and Richard makes a good point. He did in fact see it at Randwick last start, so he does know she looks nice, but he thinks she looks a little bit better than that time and has seen her better in the past. But you know, we're trying to back winners, not win races.
Very true. Lonhro, well tried. Clearly the most heavily tried to win this. Sunline has come in a little late, but she did ease 4 or 5 points before that on course. Let's join Greg Miles for his call of the Group 1 Yalumba.
It's Caulfield just soaking up this moment. We're hoping like mad that she can run a great race, Sunline, but if she does happen to fail, and failure would probably be a finishing behind the 1-2, it might well be her last start. So let's hope that we see a forward run from her. Could it be the changing of the guard? Lonhro's been backed into a clear favourite on track. Sunline certainly has her admirers. This is going to be an engrossing race. Tully Thunder's moved in, and Ustinov comes up for Scott Seamer. Bart Cummings, he's won it 5 times. They're set for the Yalumba. Racing, and Sunline won the jump. Out by a length and a half to Distinctly Secret in the early stages. She found no trouble in setting up a good lead. Lonhro had got away well, and he's not going to let the great mare go forward too far from him. Beedman boots up to second now. Distinctly Secret settles third. Ustinov goes to fourth from Republic Lass, and then came Tully Thunder and Prize Gem last of all. Sunline sets her own pace. Ustinov strides up, gets to second, and then Lonhro about a half length away in third. 2 lengths Distinctly Secret as they go by the 1400, then Republic Lass, followed by Tully Thunder and Prize Gem as last of all. Climbing the hill at the back, and Sunline quickened the tempo. She leads by a length and a half. Ustinov is second. Lonhro gets a nice trail in third place, 2 lengths away, and 3 Distinctly Secret. Then came Tully Thunder, Republic Lass second last, and 2 Prize Gem. Sunline heading out towards the 1,000 metre mark, leading by 2. Ustinov second, 4 lengths away then is Lonhro. 5 lengths Distinctly Secret, 2 lengths Tully Thunder, and then Republic Lass with Prize Gem last of all. Sunline came to the 800 metres. The Queen of the Turf out by 2, Ustinov. 2.5 to Lonhro, 4 lengths Distinctly Secret, and they were followed then by Tully Thunder, Prize Gem, and Republic Lass is on her outside. But Sunline coming to the 600 metres, doing it like the Sunline of old at the moment. Ustinov a length and a half away. 2 to Lonhro. Beedman hasn't asked for the big one yet, and they've got away to Distinctly Secret. Sunline came to the turn by a length and a half. Excitement rippling around Caulfield now. The great mare's going to corner with a good lead on Lonhro. Sunline for home. Caulfield is erupting now. She's by 3. Lonhro's giving chase, but the great mare at the 200. Charles went for the whip. Lonhro's got some work to do now. Under the whip, he stretches hard. It's Sunline by a length. Lonhro trying to level up. A great battle. Sunline, Lonhro. Lonhro's getting to the great mare, and Lonhro beats Sunline by a neck. 4 lengths Ustinov, Republic Lass, Prize Gem, Distinctly Secret, Tully Thunder. We've witnessed one of the great Yalumba Stakes. She might have been beaten, but she's been beaten by a chap in the making. Lonhro showing the great mare little respect in the last 100 metres. He's dug deep to reserves that we didn't know existed at this distance range, but he's come through with flying colours, beating one of the greats of the turf. Lonhro giving Darren Beadman his first victory in this race after being placed on 3 occasions.
Wow, they've run a race record, Richard Freedman. 0.2 of a second outside the course record. We'll go straight down to Andrew Bensley.
Yeah, Jack Ingham's down here. Jack, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
How about that?
Oh, it's good, wasn't it?
That was racing at its best.
Wasn't it lovely, yeah. What a great mare she is, isn't she?
Your emotions through the race?
Oh, well, I thought he had a lovely run, didn't he? Beautiful run, and if he was good enough, he was going to beat her.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just lovely for it to come off.
And the mare just kept kicking on the inside.
Didn't she? I didn't think, just a little way out, I didn't think he was going to get to her, but he just lifted just at the finish.
Yeah. Well, Cox Plate, bring it on. It's going to be all
Let's
over.
hope so.
It's going to be the same all over again.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Well done, Jack. Jack Ingham joining us. We'll catch up with the other winners shortly, Brendan.
Andrew, thanking you. That was essentially the head-on. We watched Lonhro, the long wind-up to catch the great mare, Richard.
I was just worried he was stuck in behind Usanov, who you knew was going to weaken, but he peeled out around him. The mare had set up a great lead. What a fighting mare she is too. She just kept battling down the straight, gave her absolute best, beaten by a better horse on the day. He had a beautiful run, beautifully ridden today by Darren Beadman. He's made amends for anyone who thought he'd carved the horse up a couple of times. And today, Lonhro stood up and said, I am one of the great horses in Australia at the moment.
He's doing octagonal proud, his sire, isn't he?
Sure is.
He looks a lot like him. 4th, going to Republic Lass. Good trial for the Caulfield Cup, but it was daylight from 2nd back to 3rd and to 4th. As we watch the great mare extend over the concluding stages, Lonhro surges up on her outside and grabs a photo decision on the line. 2, 5, 3 and 8, and they've run race record time last furlong in 12.09. Thrilling stuff, Larry Olsen. I hope you can feel the atmosphere there at Eagle Farm.
Just love to see the race all over again, Brendan. What something to see, wasn't it? Really great for race.
Now, coming up to line is Danny Dancer. So we've got Danny Dancer to move in with Zhivago, Dr. Freeze, Natoir, getting on in years now, 9 years of age, Natoir, and the Canberra horse, Kazam. So very, very strong support, Prince of Play. By gee, this has been a plunge in the last 5 minutes, Prince of Play. They've really opened the purse strings on Prince of Play here. So 2 to move in. Kazam coming up now. He's had a lot of problems. Kazam coming forward. He's had many a problem throughout his racing career. You heard them say a while ago that basically hangs by a thread. He's a day-to-day proposition as far as a racehorse is concerned. Anyway, he's in, Kazam is in, Natoir is in, and they're ready. This is the 6th of the day. The journey is 1,200 metres. Racing, and Dr. Freeze jumped out quickly, so did Kazam. A length away, 3rd is Zhivago. Glen Idle going smartly. Prince of Play over on the rails from Natoir, then Danny Dancer and Jazzy Bullet. Good race between Dr. Freeze and Kazam as they go down to the 850 with Kazam and neck clear. On Dr. Freeze, a length and a half to Glen Idle. Prince of Play the inside, and tugging a little bit now as the speed backed off a shade, followed by Zhivago and then Jazzy Bullet, Danny Dancer, and Old Natoir brings up the rear to the 600 they travel, and Kazam got a break now of a length and a half on Dr. Freeze. Similar margin, the heavily back Prince of Play. Glen Idle's on his outside, and a couple Zhivago, Jazzy Bullet, Danny Dancer and Natoir. It's Kazam, the Canberra horse, leading narrowly from Dr. Freeze as they straighten up. Prince of Play, he's trying to get out Karakatsanis on it. He had a peep to the left and nothing eventuated rear run. Glen Idle's holding him in. Zhivago and Old Natoir the outside. He can't get out on Prince of Play. Dr. Freeze hits the front from Kazam, and there I still can't get out on Prince of Play. Natoir coming down the outer. Now there's a run for Prince of Play. He's charging at Dr. Freeze. He's got to get up. He got there. Prince of Play from Dr. Freeze, and wide out Danny Dancer, followed by Jazzy Bullet, Zhivago, Glen Idle, Kazam and Natoir. Boy, oh boy. If he had if he had a good under, he would have been the best thing beaten for 25 years. Number 7, Prince of Play, ridden by Con Karakatsanis, has got up to win from the outside horse is right up here in this photo with Dr. Freeze. But let's firstly look at 7, Prince of Play. 280, 120. He's landed a big plunge. They backed him in the last 3 or 4 minutes as if he was unbeatable. He's by Volcanic Prince from Playwell, trained by Lee Curtis. I'd imagine Lee would be in Melbourne with Mystegic, of course, today, and raced by Jay Carboni and Ms. M.L. Johnson. And it was interesting for about 15 minutes in the ring. The bookies, they didn't budge his price. And then in the last 5, or more than 15, 20 odd minutes, and then in the last 5, crunch, they came for him. 7, the winner here at the Minors. Second placing goes to number 8. And that is Danny Dancer, written by Paul Hammersley. And number 11, Dr. Free, is written by Darryl McClellan, third, and a further photo for fourth. It's 7, 8, 11, and a further photo. The time 1:10.74, 35.16 the sectional, and the totes that we have read this way. Number 7, $2.80 and $1.20. Number 8, $2.10. Number 11, $5.20. The Quinella, $11.90. Exacta, $15.50. The trifecta, $246.60. The daily double special div with the man, number 1 out of race 7. He's going to Canberra for the Cup tomorrow. And the $3 special div shows for that. And still no sign of fourth. So back to All Studios. We'll let you know the fourth and other news appertaining to that with margins in a moment.
Beautifully, probably always looks like that, but I just can't find them to back them when they're looking like that. Weasel will look great. Scenic Peak looked hard, fit. Shot of Thunder, outstanding in the yard. Chattanooga's very healthy. Its Platonic looked a bit wintry. Pure Theatre is a pretty horse, but they're not my type of horse. Chairman's Choice looked a bit wintry as well. And one right down the bottom that looked well, Prince Benbara. He looked okay.
Okay, that's the wrap from Richard Friedman. More on this race shortly. In the meantime, Andrew Bensley, history could be made if Umrum can win.
Yeah, Leon McDonald, the trainer of the Great Umrum, joins us. 6th time that this horse has run on this day. Ran in a 3-year-old Caulfield Guineas, and the past 5 going into this race.
Yeah, that's right, Andrew. He's been a great old horse to us, and he is a stable favourite.
I know earlier in the year you were contemplating whether retirement or bring him back. You brought him back, and gee, I'll tell you, last week at Flemington it was a good run.
He faced the breeze most of the way and did battle on well, and I think that race will, help him. He'll probably strip a bit fitter today, but his legs are getting older. We've got to remember that, I suppose.
He fought on good. That was the positive sign for me. Past this race, have you got anything in mind at Flemington?
Oh, well, if he runs well, he'll obviously go to a race like the Emirates, right. And then maybe even another railway stakes, who knows. He went to Perth 2 years ago and was disappointing. He was beaten by Northerly.
Well, that's not a bad horse. Take us through Great Glen. You're happy just the way it's run in the Guineas?
Oh, yes, Andrew, he ran terrific. He did chase the leader all the way, and probably he might as well have been in front, I suppose, as carting the field up, but he fought the race out very well. He's run terrific through the spring, and, yeah, we've got to be happy with him.
Good luck with Umrum, mate.
Thanks, Andrew.
Leon McDonald, who looks after Northerly. It's in his stables here, Brendan, and I tell you, Fred Kersley was, he was wrapped on that close finish because the other two, they had decent gutbusters going into the Cox Plate.
Okay, Andrew, interesting race coming up. Richard, can I ask you about Elegant Fashion? Hasn't raced since early September. Apparently had a case of the boils. What's that exactly?
Well, this time of year, horses, the warm weather coming on, they've still got long coats and they often get wet. They'll clip the horses and that can introduce the bug, which gets into their skin. They get boils. They don't just get one boil like a human. They might get 20 boils, and they get them all over the place. And they're extremely painful. They can take up to 3 weeks to heal, and sometimes you can't even get a saddle.